Hey guys, this is T2 Asia 4V. In this video, I'll show you how I went to Laos via Korea and ended up staying at a ridiculous hotel on my first day in Vientiane. I was re-imprisoned at the beginning of the year and served 8 months in prison. This summer, I was granted parole and escaped Japan. The security situation in my original destination has recently deteriorated. So, I decided to change my destination at the last minute 4 days before the flight. I arrived at Narita Airport, heading to Terminal 3. I arrived at Terminal 3 at Narita Airport. The flight I'm about to board is Jeju Air to Incheon, Korea. I'll head to my final destination, Vientiane, Laos, via Incheon. Japanese people are exempt from a visa for travel to Laos for tourism purposes for less than 15 days. However, at the check-in counter, the staff misunderstood and thought, maybe you need a visa, and it took a while to confirm. Huh? Maybe I need a visa, I thought, and panicked, but it turned out to be no problem. The plane I was taking was an LCC. I checked in my baggage as an option for a fee. I successfully got my ticket to Vientiane via Incheon. Before going to the restricted area, I decided to eat at the food court. As expected from Matsuya, although it was an airport, I was able to eat at a very reasonable price. After passing through immigration, I entered the restricted area. I will arrive in Vientiane at around 11 p.m. tonight. It is too late to book a hotel after arriving there, so I booked a hotel at this timing. The hotel I booked has bad reviews, but it is cheap, so I thought it would be okay for just one night, so I booked this hotel. Also, the hotel had a kind of interesting atmosphere, so I was intrigued and booked it. It is almost time to board the flight to Incheon. I am boarding the flight to Incheon. I have boarded the flight to Incheon. The seats look like this. There seem to be quite a few Japanese people on board as well as Koreans. Farewell, prison country. Korea is in sight. You can see a lot of buildings. I landed at Incheon International Airport in Seoul, Korea. I arrived on time. I was transferring, so I headed towards transfer. My connecting flight is to Vientiane, departing at 7:45 p.m. I arrived at the departure terminal. I thought I could get into Asia in a lounge with priority pass, but I couldn't. Instead, I was told that you can use Sky Hub Lounge with priority pass. I arrived at Sky Hub Lounge. The food selection was excellent. I had some lounge food. By the time I left the lounge, a line had formed. The boarding time for the flight to Vientiane was approaching. An announcement was made calling me, and they were checking my ticket to depart from Laos. It wasn't from Laos, but I showed them my ticket from Bangkok to Narita and they processed it without any problems. It was almost time to board. I am boarding the flight to Vientiane. I was on board the flight to Vientiane. By the way, the position of the window is a bit awkward compared to the seat position. I departed without any particular delays. Farewell, Incheon. I was given an entry card for Laos. I filled it out. Then the bibimbap, which I ordered as an optional extra, arrived. It was served very hot. I mixed it up before eating. The taste was surprisingly good, even though it was an in-flight meal as expected from a Korean airline, the birthplace of bibimbap. However, there were a few hard grains of rice mixed in, which seemed to have not been completely defrosted. On the way, I could see a Chinese city from the plane. It was probably a city called Yuan in China. Two Korean men were sitting to my right and they had been talking the whole time since they boarded the plane. I was impressed that they never ran out of things to talk about. They were probably around 65-70 years old. I am flying over Laos. I am about to arrive in Vientiane. I arrived at Wattay International Airport in Vientiane. I arrived about 30 minutes earlier than scheduled. Amazing. In the distance, you can see a shiny Chinese-looking building. I disembark. I passed through immigration. By the way, at immigration, they only asked us how many days I would be staying. Looking at the luggage at the baggage claim, there were a lot of golf bags. It seems that quite a few Korean people are in Laos to play golf. After collecting my luggage, I came to the arrival hall. I wanted to buy an eSIM and exchange money. eSIMs were only sold at one counter. They were running a promotion and it was a good deal, so I bought this promotional package. I then had my money exchanged at the same shop. I checked the exchange rates at other shops, but the rate I got after negotiating was the best at this same shop. It's 11:25 p.m. I'm ready and I'm heading to the hotel. In Laos, you can't use the ride-hailing apps Grab or Uber. Instead, you can use a ride-hailing app called Loca. So, for the first time, I'm using Loca and heading to the hotel I booked. I through a road lined with flashy buildings with Chinese signs. Well, I arrived at a place that seemed to be near the hotel I booked. This area is full of Chinese signs. It seems to be an area where many Chinese people live. There is a flashy building over there. I can't find the hotel I'm planning to stay at tonight. After wandering around for a while, I finally found the hotel I booked. The sign on the building matches the name of the hotel I booked. It doesn't look like a hotel at all, but is this really the place? It seems that this place used to be a massage parlor. There was a tough-looking staff member with a shaved head in the lobby. I checked in. The man couldn't speak any English, so I managed to communicate with him using a translation app. There was no PC at the reception. The man was trying to check the hotel reservation on his smartphone, but it seemed like he couldn't do it properly. I showed him the Agoda reservation screen and the bill on my smartphone. He then showed me the calculated amount. I paid the accommodation fee in cash. I entered the room. This is a very interesting room. This used to be a massage parlor. It seems that the room used for the massage is now being used as the accommodation room. It is more than enough space for one person to stay alone. The video shows that it is bright, but the room is quite dark overall. Is this a scrubbing table? It would be useless if you were staying alone. A round bathtub. A sink and shower. A toilet. There is no free water, you will need to get it yourself. The shower had no hot water, only lukewarm water. When I checked in, a staff member told me that the door to my room couldn't be locked. No way. There is a room that can be locked, and you can leave your luggage there, he said. Well, normally you'd want to be able to lock the room you're sleeping in. I looked out the window. There was nothing in particular. From the window facing the road, I could hear the constant sound of water from the air conditioner dripping onto the tin. It seems they had the window slightly open to run the air conditioner wiring through it. I left the hotel and went outside. Since the room can't be locked, I'm a little worried that someone might break in. But there aren't many people around here right now, so I don't think it's likely that someone would go out of their way to break into my room. There was another reason why I decided to stay here this time besides it being cheap and interesting. I heard that there was a restaurant called Hanoi in the area, so I wanted to check it out. I walked around the area a bit, but couldn't find anything that looked like it. There's a Chinese restaurant across from the hotel. They seem to sell drinks, so I'll try to buy just the drinks. I was able to buy water and beer without any problems. They kindly put them in a bag for me. It's already past 1:20 a.m. The lights are off in the hotel lobby, and the staff seems to have gone somewhere. Now, I'll go back to my room. The inside of the building has a gorgeous atmosphere. It feels like I'm walking through a maze. This is my room. I couldn't lock the door, so I went outside, so I hope someone hasn't broken in. There's no sign of any ransacking inside the room, so it's safe. Water and beer I bought earlier. I tried beer Lao Gold beer. I'll have a beer before going to bed. Delicious. It's so tasty I can drink it all in one go. The door to my room can't be locked. I've lined up 2 chairs to make a barricade to stop someone from breaking in while I'm sleeping. In the worst case scenario, even if someone did break in, I'm sure the noise they'd make would wake me up. Well, it's about time to go to sleep. The lace hanging from the ceiling is so close to my face it's bothering me. Well, it won't be a problem once I'm asleep. Thank you for watching. I'm glad if you feel you have drip. Please subscribe T2 Asia 4V channel. Please leave a comment and thumbs up. Please also super thanks. Please follow me on social media.